We all have a natural aversion to rules. No one likes to be told what to do, and we certainly don't like it when we get whacked on the knuckles for not obeying them. We long for freedom and the ability to do things the way we want to do them. Yet, deep down, we all know that rules are a necessary part of life. Can you imagine driving around town with no traffic laws? Many people have the misconception that Christianity is a cold, formal religion that relies on rigid laws, guilt, and fear-mongering to bring people into submission. To many, God seems like a distant, vindictive judge waiting to condemn us when we step out of line. From the outside looking in, I guess it's understandable how someone could see the numerous commands found in the Bible and conclude that Christianity is just a system of do's and don'ts to keep God happy. Though the God of the Bible has clear expectations for mankind, his message is one of love and redemption, not condemnation. Let me explain. God is a relational God. In the beginning, he created Adam and Eve and communed with them daily in the garden. When they fell, all of mankind was separated from God. From that moment, God began implementing his plan to redeem us. Listen to the words of the Apostle Paul in Galatians chapter 4. Even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of time was come, God sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. And because ye are sons, God hath sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. The world has its own set of rules, and they are harsh. Time moves on. Life is short. Defend yourself. Only the strong survive. Whether we want to admit it or not, we are slaves to the world system. Like fatherless children doing what it takes to survive on the streets. In God's perfect timing, he sent Jesus to pull us off the streets and make us his children by adoption. He delivers us from the fear of trying to figure it out in this world on our own, and he brings us under his roof. By faith, those who believe on Jesus are reconciled to God and experience a personal relationship with him. We can call him Abba or Daddy in the most intimate terms. Like any good father, the Heavenly Father has rules for those in his house. But don't miss this. The relationship comes before the rules. God first purchases us and calls us by his own name and freely gives us of his riches. Then he gives instructions for how to live as his child. A Christian understands that whatever rules God has, they are born out of the heart of a loving, all-wise Father who desires the best for his children. We gladly and gratefully obey like a child who now lives for the joy and approval of the Father who saved him. As a result of our adoption, we are surrounded with brothers and sisters around the world who have also believed the gospel. Christians do not do church. We are the church. Attending church is not a stale responsibility that Christians reluctantly obey. It is literally a family activity in which we are strengthened by praising the love of the Father, helping each other learn about our new role as God's children, and bringing other lost children to the Father. So yes, Christianity is far deeper than following rules and attending church. It is a personal relationship with God that motivates us to live for his glory and enjoy the privilege and purpose of being a child of God. So if you're asking this question, I want to leave you with two thoughts. First, if you have not entered into a personal relationship with God by trusting the gospel, by trusting Jesus, then do that today. Ask him to save you. Secondly, if you are a Christian or maybe someone who's attending church, but it's become an obligation to you, remember that God saved you to be a part of the church, to be a part of his family. So take pride in it and get involved and serve God in his body.